Has ignoring your debt ever worked for you? If you just don't open your mail, does the debt go away? It seems markets are pretending that the debt isn't there. Before we begin, remember to like this video and subscribe for more economic updates. Markets dropped sharply during the first few days of the month in the wake of disappointing manufacturing and employment data that rekindled recession fears. From August 1st through August 5th, the S&P 500 fell 6%, while the tech-heavy NASDAQ composite tumbled 8%. Thanks to the release last week of more upbeat data, including a better-than-expected new round of unemployment claims numbers, markets recovered some, but last Friday, the S&P was down a less daunting 3% from the beginning of the month. Markets finished the week on a more positive note, in part because they are ignoring the debt balances of America's households. According to a new report from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, household debt climbed another $109 billion in the second quarter to reach a new all-time high of $17.8 trillion. To get to that dollar amount, new records were reached in a variety of debt categories. Last quarter, mortgage debt hit a record $12.5 trillion. Auto loans topped a record of $1.6 trillion, and credit card debt also saw a new record high last quarter of more than $1.1 trillion. Here's something concerning to think about. Total household debt is now up roughly 53% in just the last 10 years, and total credit card debt has surged 50% in just the last 3 years. In a note to clients about the fresh New York Fed data, economist David Rosenberg emphasized, "This is no small matter. Even if this cycle won't lead to any financial contagion or banking sector fiascos, you don't need a disaster to generate a classic recession." Higher debt often means higher delinquency rates, and that seems to be what is happening. Over the past year, 8% of auto loans transitioned into delinquency, a rate unseen since the financial crisis. The news on credit cards is even more concerning. Roughly 1 in 10 of them are in serious delinquency, meaning at least 90 days past due. Once again, that's a rate we haven't seen since the financial crisis. An economist, E.J. Antoni, wondered aloud. Outstanding credit card balances and auto loans are at record highs as the delinquency rates on both are rising fast. What could go wrong? Economist Peter St. Onge goes even bigger picture on the New York Fed's report. Noting that the latest household debt total comes out to an average burden of $140,000 per family, St. Onge clarifies, "Keep in mind that's separate from the $280,000 share of the national debt or the $500,000 you owe in unfunded Social Security and Medicare, all adding up to roughly 5 times the median net worth of American families." Continuing, St. Onge suggests, "Our economy is running on an unsustainable debt bubble that has delayed the recession, but rising delinquencies and flattening consumer spending say the debt treadmill is running out of steam." Economist Herbert Stein famously said, "If something cannot go on forever, it will stop." And in the context of America's continually expanding household and public debt, the question is, what will happen when it does stop? That is something we all might want to pay attention to, because you cannot ignore the unopened debt collection mail forever.